Hey guys, Jessica here. Today's video is going to be about regrowing your onions. So basically a lot of the vegetables that I've been talking about are the vegetables that my husband and I consume in our household. So onions is another big category for us. You can regrow onions from scraps, like something like this, right? You just cut the end of the onion that has this like part here that looks like roots. So I have two of them, and you're gonna watch, you see how flat they are. We're gonna see how they grow. And basically what they're growing are scallions from the center. Like they'll grow from these center areas. They'll grow up like shoots. You see this here? We're gonna try that. And then in my bag of onions that are totally fine, I found this thing. Okay? And so this is essentially what's growing from the center here. So what I want to do, because it's like soft and mushy, like we don't want that. That's rot. That will rot. I want to cut the center. This is like, it's a sculpture. It's beautiful. I'm gonna take a photo of this, and I'm gonna use this as inspiration for one of my next pottery creations, but that's another video. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this onion and I'm gonna remove this outer mushy shell so that I can get the center bulb out. And what I want to do, and what I'm hoping, and I'm hoping it didn't rot through, is that I can get that center bulb out. I'm gonna water propagate it first to like establish viable root growth, and then I'll transfer. Because you know that's what I like to do. Then I transplant into soil. So, keep watching. I'm gonna be cut off from this part, but that's fine because, you know, you don't need to see my face. And this is my lovely wedging table. I do pottery and ceramics as well, and so I'm using this area because it's such beautiful light. I share this room, my pottery studio room, with my plant. My quote-unquote plant studio, which I call the alternate side garden. So if you don't already know, I have an Instagram basically highlighting my succulent collection, plants, my succulent plant collection, which is growing into other things. So as you can see, I'm being really conservative. I have this butcher knife here because I'm thinking, oh, maybe I'll cut it, but I don't know if I want to do that because I don't want to ruin the bulb. So I'm just peeling away the onion here. And I don't know if you can see, but there is some mold growth there. So I'm glad that I caught this in time. I'm really, really hoping that there isn't a rot inside. Okay, so as you can see, I'm peeling away more of it. And basically the way, like what is telling me that there's more of a bulb is that there is a skin that's coming over the scallion greens, or I don't know if it's scallions, but this green part, and I want to get to that piece. Now, as I peel this onion, I'm starting to tear, just like when you chop onions, so, you know, be aware. Beautiful. Within this bulb, there's a second plant here. I'll have 3 onions from this. Actually 2 plants in here. I'm gonna just separate this. Can you see? Very gently. Perfect. Okay, hopefully that's perfect. I have my onion pieces. This is gonna go in the garbage. I'm not putting this in my compost. I mean, if you bring your compost to like a community garden compost, they'll probably take everything, even your garlic and stuff. But from the research that I've done, you don't want to put onion, garlic, or citrus peels in your home compost. The worms don't like it. We want to make sure that the worms are happy in their environment because they are the reason compost is so rich in nutrients for our soil. There might be another plant in here, but I'm not gonna I'm not gonna mess with it. I think it's kind of perfect. Maybe it'll grow on its own. I like having a clear glass container in order to see my root growth for things that I'm water propagating. Like these are scallions. This is what a scallion looks like. I think scallions are legitimately just young onions. I'm gonna look that up. Like this is a scallion. I can chop this and put this. Yes, I'm gonna say that it is. I'm gonna put them in here like this. And then I'm gonna fill it up with a little bit of water. And just enough so that it covers those root bulbs. Like I don't want the whole plant sitting underwater. And what's great about these jars and what's great about recycling the jars is that number one, you're recycling. And number two, you really get to see what's happening with the plant. So you can see the root growth, you can see if the water's gunky, like murky, you know, you want to pour that out because you want it to have good, clean drinking water. So this is regrowing, the beginnings of regrowing an onion. You recycle. Recycle your glass containers. Some yogurts come in glass containers as well. I'm using them for my plants. I use everything from like candle. Like I like to reuse a lot of things. So I'm growing this to be a bigger plant, and once I need to repot it, I'll change it into something else. But I just use whatever I can. But what I love about glass containers are you get to see the action and then you know what you have to do next. So once I start to see some viable root growth, I'm gonna transfer this to some yummy, nutritious, compost-filled, rich soil. And then hopefully I'll be able to grow more onions. I'm gonna encourage the root growth from the bottom here. And I think we'll see some of that like new green onion growth, and then we can plant that and see if we can harvest some awesome onions. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Give me a like, follow me on Instagram, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm getting a lot of great feedback. And really what I want to do is just share my experience with you, and maybe it can inspire you to do the same. Stay healthy, breathe healthy, eat healthy, and continue to grow together.